I came to the United States in September of 1982. You're only as good as your last job. You know, there's three things every client wants. They want a good workmanship, good project. They want it done on budget and on time. So if you can provide all of them three, you'll be busy forever. Your health is your wealth. Why? I get up every morning, thank God I'm still alive. And if I can touch the ground and get on with my day, that's all I care about. And hopefully I help somebody out every day. I'm a firm believer in giving back. I just think this world would be a better place if everybody could do a little bit. It doesn't have to be money. It's helping a neighbor shovel their sidewalk. It goes so far. So we grew up with an aunt that had Down syndrome and lived in the house with us. And she was the best. My mom tells stories and shows pictures of us. She would rock us to sleep at night. She was just an amazing individual. You gotta find what you enjoy doing. And if you can enjoy doing it, it's never work. And I am blessed. My wife thinks I'm crazy because I love coming to work. I love what I do. I love it.
Is There More is the podcast where creators share how their darkest moments became the breakthroughs that changed everything. We're building a space for raw stories, deep connection, and real hope for everyone who's still writing their story. Brought to you by Dialogue Life Skills, the world's scalable solution to the teen and young adult mental health crisis. I'm your host, Megan A. Tully, and I'm listening.
What if the real crisis facing young people isn't AI, money, or opportunity, but the absence of mentors? Today, you're going to hear from someone who's lived some life, built some things, made some mistakes, and learned what really matters so that you don't have to learn it all the hard way. Science says strong, secure relationships are the single biggest predictor of mental health, long-term success, and life satisfaction. Yet creators, teens, and young adults are being asked to figure out relationships, business, and wealth creation all alone. That's why mentors matter, and why leaders like Dr. Helen LaKelly Hunt and Dr. Harville Hendricks are foundational to our work, bringing decades of relationship intelligence into real life, real business, and real conversations. If you're a business leader who knows your experience could change someone's trajectory, or a creator looking for guidance, this conversation is for you. Welcome to the Mentor series on Is There More? And welcome, Patrick McGowan. So Pat, it's so good to see you.
So good to see you, Megan. Thank you.
Thank you for coming on here. When did you come to the United States? Let's start there.
So I'll start there, Megan. Thank you, and it's so good to see you again. I came to the United States in September of 1982. So I would be turning 17 in December. So I was only 16 3/4 age. And the reason for me coming to the United States was really on vacation, a visit. So my mom's brother lived in the United States. He lived in New Jersey. He had a very successful construction company and invited me to come see him before I started college. I had just finished high school in Ireland, and I was going to go on to college for accounting at university in Galway. And college didn't start in November, so I decided to come to the States for a month or two. And I came out here and never went back. Never went back to live again. So
what made you stay? What was the number one reason?
I just loved the excitement. So I came here, and I'll never forget my uncle picking me up at Newark Kennedy Airport. And the biggest city I'd ever been in was Dublin, Ireland, and I didn't know it that well, but I'll never forget driving in from the airport, from Kennedy Airport, and driving through Manhattan and all them buildings and lights. And as a 16-year-old kid, I was like in awe, just blown away by the volume, the size, how big the car was here. Like a lot of people in Europe were driving little Fiats and Minis back then. Here you had big Chevys and Cadillacs, and my uncle picked me up in a big Cadillac Escalade. I was like, you could nearly live in this car. It was so big, you know? So I was just
Some people did.
Yeah, I was just in awe of the whole place. So I lived with my uncle for a while. He got us an apartment together. Unfortunately, he had just gotten separated from his wife before I got here. So he had gotten an apartment for me, he and I to live together. And he had also a small little construction company. And I went to work for him. So he had some of his guys pick me up in the mornings and take me to a job site. And I started laboring, sweeping floors, doing whatever. And I really loved it. And I met a lot of his guys and just enjoyed it. And one of the projects we had in Newark, New Jersey was right beside an engineering college it was called Newark College of Engineering. It's now called New Jersey Institute of Technology. I walked on campus one day after finishing work, and I'd sort of gotten a bug for the construction industry, working in it. So I said, I'd love to. I wanted to know how I could stay legally in the country and do something I enjoyed doing. So I walked on campus at NGIT. I applied to go to college there, got accepted. And the terms of my acceptance and my student visa was, as long as you maintained, I think it was 16 credits a semester, you maintained a B average, you could work all the hours you wanted.
Wow.
So what I did then for the following 9 years, because I got 2.5 degrees, I kept going to college, taking 16 credits a semester, making sure I got a B average, and then I was able to work. So I went mostly nights to college and Saturdays. I did this for like almost 9 years, and I worked during the day. So I got into the Carpenters Union in New York and really rose through the ranks, continued to work. But as I'm working and going to college, I got a lot of knowledge, how to build projects, etc. So I got promoted at my uncle's company. And every 2 or 3 years, I sort of got elevated within the company. Eventually, I convinced my uncle to open an office in New York. And I ran that office. So that was I stopped going to college when I got my green card. So
Okay.
there was there was twofold. I had enough of going to college at night and on Saturdays. So as soon as I got my green card, I knew I was legal in the country, and I knew I had already gotten 2 degrees, so there was no reason I needed another degree. So I eventually, I lived with my uncle for a while, then I got my own apartment. So all through that process, I grew as an individual. 2 of my brothers followed me over to work, and we all worked for our uncle. And it was great. We learned a lot from him. We helped build his business, but we did well as a result of that. And I was there for almost 19 years and lived in different areas, lived in New York for a while, lived in New Jersey, as did my brothers. So we all helped build his business. I'd worked for my uncle for a long time. I knew I would never own his company because he has 2 stepsons that were involved in the business. And I decided it was time to move on, and I started my own company in 2001. I didn't realize the timing wouldn't be that good. June of 2001. So next year we will be 25 years in business.
Wow.
Yeah.
Big congratulations for that.
Yeah, thank you. It's a long time, but it's all good stuff. Yeah, so 9/11 happened that year.
Yeah.
Yeah, so nobody knew it was going to happen, but we got through it, as New York is very resilient. And so we opened our office in New Jersey, and we were in Jersey for about 20 years, and then we moved to New York right during COVID. So a couple of years after me starting, my brother Martin left my uncle's company and came with me. And then a year after that, my brother Tommy left. So all 3 of us worked together.
Oh, cool.
So my brother Marty is a partner with me in the business. My brother Tommy runs work for us. He's not involved in the management, etc. Marty and I have been partners since probably for the last 15 years. Yeah.
How is that, like being partners with your brother?
A lot of people say it's got to be really tough working with family. I think the fact that we worked together at my uncle's company for
Yeah.
so long. We were there together. He was there for about 15 years, and I was there for 19 years. I think we sort of, any fights and any, we aired all our dirty laundry there kind of thing.
Oh,
So we
okay.
got to know how each other's good traits, what you're good at, what I'm good at, what he's good at. So it was when we became partners, we sort of knew how to work together because we knew how it worked at my uncle's company. We worked together, but I handle completely different aspect of the business than he does. So I'm the front end, meaning I go out, I do all the business development. I go and find all the work. And from once it becomes a project, from once I get that project, Marty runs it with operations. So he handles all of the back end from once we have the project. So he manages all of the project managers, all of the staff. Whereas I
Gotcha.
handle the front end. My brother Marty would not be a good sales guy, and I would not be a good operations guy. So it works perfect.
Oh, that is perfect. Yeah, you
Yes,
guys kind of complement each other and you can
exactly.
stay out of each other or stay in your own lane, right?
Exactly. Do we have our little arguments? Yeah, but it's never been,
Yeah.
it's more heated discussions than anything else. He has a certain way of doing stuff. I have a way of doing stuff. And we figure it out. And we've gotten some really good people that we brought on board who, if him and I can't figure it out, we go to them and they tell us who's right and who's wrong. So it works.
That's great. Surround yourself with
Good.
people who are, maybe better than you even or
I always said, if you surround yourself with smarter people than you don't have to do the work. Let them do it.
that's a great motto. That's
Yeah,
great.
yeah. So, yeah, so Megan, it's been, there's been tough years. We've had some really tough years. Our industry is up and down a lot. It depends what the kind of stuff that we do. We do, and we sort of change every couple of years depending on the market. So we started off doing a lot of office interiors, like build out for different banks, financial institutions like UBS, Merrill Lynch, Goldman Sachs, and retail. We did a lot of work for Macy's, Bloomingdale's, Starbucks, coffee shops, and then schools. We've always done a lot of private schools, charter schools. So now we're doing more. We do a lot of residential. So we don't do single family homes. We do apartment buildings, new buildings out of the ground, renovate existing buildings. We do gyms. We still do corporate interiors. We do work for Raymond James, UBS, Citibank, PNC Bank, and then companies, Clarion Partners. We've done work for them, different development companies, and a lot of private and charter schools. We just finished a private school in Manhattan called the Sheffer School. We also built it, believe it or not, Megan, we are the go-to synagogue builder in New York City. So we just finished the biggest synagogue ever built in the United States.
What is it called?
It's called New Square Synagogue.
New Square
Synagogue. It's
Okay.
in Muncie, New York, which is Westchester County, and it holds 20,000 people indoors.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's huge.
It's huge. It's like an indoor stadium.
Yeah.
So
How long does that take to go
it
up?
took 3 years to build.
Wow. I bet that's cool.
It's very exciting and a great client. We did it with the Hasidic community. Just a really good client to work with. And this is like synagogue number 7 that we have built or renovated.
Wow. Oh, wow. That's cool. Those are cool projects.
Yeah,
Those in schools
they're very
those are
unique.
really cool.
Yeah, what's unique about the Megan is you get to work with people that really care. And I think where we shine is we bring a partnership to a project where we care. We're a family-oriented company. Everybody that works here is family. And when we partner up with a client to build a project, we feel like we're their family too. And that's how I think we're very successful. We do a lot of non-for-profit, meaning working with private schools that don't have a lot of money. They're a non-for-profit institutions, such as synagogues. We just got another school project in Staten Island called Notre Dame Academy. It's an all-girls private school that we're going to be building next year, next year. Sorry, we're in December. So them are the kind of clients we like, and we do private, like institutions that serve other people, if you know what I'm saying, like non-for-profit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that kind of helps you marry up your, because you seem like somebody who's always looking for purpose,
Correct.
and meaning
I
in your work.
try
So,
to make them.
yes,
I try.
when you can find those like almost like dream clients of the
Exactly.
schools or the synagogues, it gives you that fulfillment
Yeah.
too.
Yes. No, I hear you. And because anybody can put a building up, it's the whole process and who you work with putting that up, and what is that building going to provide after it's built? What services are going to be performed? Like, that's why we love doing schools, and you see kids on the day of the opening running in there and going crazy. I just love that,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So why do people call McGowan builders
Why,
versus
yeah,
like
why, a lot of our work, Megan, we don't do a lot of marketing. I don't have a PR company that's working for me. I don't have any sales guys. I'm the only sales guy. And for our size, we probably should, but I tried hiring them and they don't work. I just think people come word of mouth. A lot of our business is through a rabbi telling another rabbi, I work with this company, McGowan. They're really fair. And you're only as good as your last job. And so we try to make sure, there's three things every client wants. They want a good workmanship, good project. They want it done on budget and on time. So if you can provide all of them three, you'll be busy forever. And we've had a couple of projects this year that's gotten canceled or put on hold, and it's been a bit of a pain, but we were able to segue into other projects with clients that we know and keep our guys busy. We have put a team together here that I don't want to lose. I have some people that have worked for me for 20 years, 18 years, 16 years. And, I don't want to let them go until they're ready to hang up their boots, you know what I'm saying? So I know that if I do let them go, I'm not getting them back because they're just good guys.
Yeah.
So we've had to carry them for a couple of weeks or months, but that's okay. That's part of the business. But I think 2026 is going to be good. I'm optimistic.
Why do you think it's going to be good?
I think a lot of the stuff that I think interest rates are going to drop. And I really think that the tariff thing that Trump has been trying to put in place, I think it's almost resolved. And I think what happened with a lot of our developer clients and friends was the uncertainty with tariffs. We import a lot of materials from Europe, from China. And when you don't know what the tariffs are going to be on imported materials, it's very difficult to budget a project. So I think a lot of clients just held off. And I think now that most of that's been pinned down, hopefully Trump doesn't change his mind again. You never know with him. But I think with some of our clients, they've held off for a year. They have to go ahead now. So that's why I'm optimistic.
You talked about it's a family-run business. Do you have any heirs to your?
I do not have. One of so as I mentioned, I have 4 daughters.
Yep.
My oldest daughter works in real estate. She works for a real estate investment trust out of Chicago. She's doing really well. She might be interested in getting involved. My second daughter, Neve, is back at school doing interior design and architecture, so she might be. My other 2 daughters one is in the medical field and the other one is in philanthropy. She works for a private school raising money. So you never know, but we do have some young guys here, Megan, that have been with us for a while that we'll probably bring on board as partners in the next couple of years. we just feel as I get older, I want to sort of, start to enjoy life a little bit more and maybe take some more time off. And I think in order to keep these young, aggressive guys interested in the business, you sort of have to throw them a piece of the business. And I
Yeah.
think it's a way of keeping McGowan longevity. It's a way of keeping the name going, etc. So we sort of have a plan in place for over the next 3-5 years that at least two of the more senior staff will get involved.
Okay.
But
Very cool.
I would love if some of my kids. I mean, it's still early years, Megan. You never know. You don't need to have a degree in engineering or architecture or whatever to get involved in our business. I mean, some of the best project managers and some of the best project executives have been business people that I've hired here. So, it's like anything. As a project manager, you just need to know how to manage people and manage projects. So, if you have the skill set, the rest of it you'll learn, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You said the three things where they want the project to be done good, they want it to be done on budget, and they want it to be
Done
done
all
on
the time.
time.
Yeah.
So that's really the management thing
Management
comes
of all
into
of
play.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we don't actually build. Like I'm not out there with a hammer or building myself. We are
Right.
we are managing good subcontractors and vendors that we hire. So it's all about managing people, Megan, and managing expectations and managing the client and managing money. So
Yeah.
it's more business than anything else. You know what? I always say to my kids, if you do something you're happy doing, you'll never work a day in your life. So I just want them to find whatever they're happy doing and go do it. And I'll support them no matter what they do. If it's not working at McGowan, I don't have a problem with that.
That's amazing. You're such a great dad.
Oh, I don't know about that. Just ask them that, Megan.
I know, especially daughters. We always have
Yeah,
problems with our
yeah.
dads. But at
No,
the
I
end of the
mean, my daughter. I'm very fortunate, and a lot of it has to do with my wife. I have an amazing partner, Megan, and you know what? There's no handbook on how to bring up a family. They don't teach any classes in school. So, you just learn and you try to. I was very fortunate. I was brought up with great family values. My mom and dad, if my dad was still alive, they'd be married for 65 years. My dad unfortunately passed away about 7 years ago. My mom is still alive, but they instilled in all of us, good family values, always do the right thing,
Mm.
and just be kind to others. And I think I've tried to do that all my life, and I try to instill that in my kids. I mean, not everybody has what we have, so if you can help somebody else, you help them.
Yeah, that's such a great philosophy.
Yeah, and I'm very fortunate, Megan. You know what? I have friends of mine. I just had a birthday, and I have a lot of friends around the same age, and some of them are dying. So, if you have your health too, your health is your wealth.
Health as well.
Yeah. So, you know what? I get up every morning, thank God I'm still alive. And if I can touch the ground and get on with my day, that's all I care about. And hopefully help somebody out every day. I'm a firm believer in giving back. I just think this world would be a better place if everybody could do a little bit. And I'm just saying, it doesn't matter it doesn't have to be money. It's helping a neighbor shovel their sidewalk.
Yeah. So simple.
It goes so far. So as I started my own business, as I said, 2001, I grew up in a happy family at home in Ireland. There was 6 of us, 5 boys, 1 girl, my sister Anna, poor Anna. But
Oh,
we
man.
grew up with a aunt that lived with us. So my dad was one of 14 kids. There were 7 boys and 7 girls.
Oh, wow.
My dad was the youngest boy, and my Aunt Loretta was the youngest girl. And my Aunt Loretta had Down syndrome.
Okay.
So she grew up with us. Part of the deal that my father, when he got the family farm, was that he would have to take care of Aunt Loretta. So my mom, when she married my dad, she moved into a house in Ireland and had already somebody to take care of other than her husband, her sister-in-law, who had Down syndrome. My mother embraced that. She did an amazing job. So we grew up with an aunt that had Down syndrome and lived in the house with us. And she was the best. My mom tells stories and shows pictures of us. She would rock us to sleep at night. She was just an amazing individual.
Yeah.
I'm going to get a bit emotional, but
It's okay.
there was something very special about her. So she lived, never really sick, Megan. She lived to the age of 65. Which is unheard of for somebody. She had a bad heart. There was a lot of conditions. And I remember the doctors all saying it's because of the love she got.
Oh my gosh, that's so interesting.
But when she passed, I wanted to do something for her. So we started a foundation called the Loretta McGowan Foundation. And we've done probably, I would say, raised over 10 years, probably $3-4 million.
Wow.
We have supported several schools and institutions in New York and New Jersey that deal with kids with Down syndrome. The Meadowlands YMCA, which is located in East Rutherford, New Jersey, has a Loretta McGowan wing in it, in her name, where kids come into that Y. Special need kids get free everything, and they can avail of that at no cost. And we also built a facility in Ireland, where we're from, where 12 young adolescents, 6 male, 6 female, with Down syndrome are living independently in their own apartments.
Oh my gosh, wow.
So, and they have a full-time nurse that lives with them. And that was probably the shining jewel of all of the stuff we've done with Loretta McGowan. And we got each of the individuals that got an apartment in the building to design and pick their own colors, their own furniture.
So fun.
Yeah, so the day of the grand opening, Megan, you know, there's things you remember in your life, the birth of your kids. You know, that kind of stuff. But this is up there with it. I mean, it was one of the most special days of my life when we cut the ribbon on this building and all these young, you know, I call them, they're all friends now. They have their own apartment and they'll never have to worry about a place to live.
Wow.
So we did that, and we continue to do stuff with the Loretta McGowan Foundation, because I never want to forget Loretta. But unfortunately, 11 years ago, unfortunately, Megan, I lost my brother Vincent. So I'm the eldest. My brother Vincent is next to suicide in Dublin, in Ireland. So that was like, that phone call that I got was like, the bottom fell out of my life, my word. It was just devastating. We knew he was suffering with some mental illness, but we did not know that it was this bad.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so he had a wife, 4 kids. It was devastating. It was devastating.
And you were in the United States?
Yeah, me and his 2 brothers, Marty and Tommy, my brother Martin, who's my partner, and my brother Tommy, we were all here. Now, we had gone back because his wife had told us that things were not good, so we come back to help him and visit. We tried to get him into a facility. He went in there. He came out. He said he was fine. And then 2 weeks later, he committed suicide.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry to hear that.
Thank you. But I have to say, it's been 11 years.
Yeah.
The first 2 or 3 years were the toughest, Megan. I cried 6 months nonstop. It was just very painful. I was upset. You know, you talk about forgiving God, all of this. I was pissed at a lot of people including God. I blamed why you can make things happen. Why did he allow this to happen? And my mom, who's still alive today, she goes, God had other plans for your brother. My mom always, the older folk have a way of saying things that she goes, God needed him more than everybody here. And I go, yeah, but still, I'm always so. So I got approached about 6 months after Vincent's passing. It was tough. We went back. We were all over there for 2 weeks. We sat down with his wife and family, Megan, and his 4 kids, and told them anything they needed, we're here to help them. My brother Vincent was running the family farm. We didn't know what would happen that. Fortunately, his son has stepped up to the plate, Rory, and he's doing an amazing job. He's doing better than his dad would. And he looks so much like his dad. I do see him every time I go back to Ireland. He's just a great young man. So we're happy that's going good. We wanted to do something to keep Vincent's name alive. So I got approached by this woman. She was visiting the States from Ireland. Her name was Joan Freeman. And Joan had set up an organization in Ireland called Pieta House. And Pieta House was this non-for-profit. They had locations all over the south of Ireland, all over the Republic of Ireland, where they provided free counseling to anybody suffering with mental illness, suicidal thoughts. And she said, I would love to roll out something similar here. Would you be interested in getting involved? And I told her I would. And she had a couple other people that she wanted involved too. And we ended up starting Pieta House. It was called Pieta House first. So that's what it's called in Ireland. And believe it or not, they probably have about 3,000 people working for them now. The organization has grown tremendously.
Do you think that plays a really important role in these services being able to be, free for people, the government? Or is there, you have so much experience with that. So are there different ways that we can provide free services? Or is the government a big part of that usually?
I think the government in Ireland subsidizes it big time because, unlike here, Megan, everything in Ireland is subsidized by the government. Healthcare. Now, there is private healthcare, but it's a minimal amount of people that are on private healthcare. It's all public healthcare. That can be good and bad. I mean, I have seen my dad when he passed away. He was in the hospital for about 2 weeks and had been sick for a year, so he was in and out of the hospital. I remember there was one time he was left on a trolley in the hallway for 3 days. So health system in Ireland, even though the government put a lot of money into it, it needs a lot of help. I'm not saying here is any better. Here is better if you have money.
Yeah.
You don't know how it is. Fortunately, I'm very fortunate, me and my family and the people that work for me. I provide health insurance, and we have a very good health insurance policy here.
That's great.
It's one of the most important things. I tell new employees, I don't want you to worry about your family's health or your health when you come work for me.
Health as well.
Yeah, and at all. If they're worrying about paying doctor bills for their kids, they're not thinking of what they should be doing at work. And
oh no, absolutely not.
yeah, so I don't know what the right answer is here, Megan. I know for a fact. So Solace House, we changed the name. And why did we change from Pieta to Solace? We were doing good here the first couple of years as Pieta. Pieta, the CEO of Pieta in Ireland, got wind that we're raising a lot of money here. And he goes, I'd like a little piece of that. They're using our name over in the States. Got a Dear Patrick letter, or the board did. Dear Patrick and board, we want you to give us 50% of the funds to use our name.
Oh,
so
that's a lot.
Yeah, that is a lot. Because what we wanted to do, Megan, is any of the money we raised here, we wanted to use it here. It's for the people. We were very adamant, and we were also adamant that we were not just for Irish or Irish Americans. We have 2 Spanish-speaking psychiatrists. We have a Chinese-speaking psychiatrist. We wanted to make sure that we catered to the demographics where we do our fundraising. We're catering to that demographics. So,
That's great.
yeah, so Solace House, getting back to, that's why we founded Solace. Joan Freeman, Pieta first, then Solace. So Solace, what do? We provide free counseling to anybody that needs it, that has mental illness, suicidal thoughts, any mental distress whatsoever. We provide up to at least 16 free sessions with a fully qualified professional counselor, psychiatrist.
Wow. And this is New York and New Jersey,
In
right?
New York, we just hired 2 psychiatrists for New Jersey because you need a different license to practice in New Jersey, Megan. So that just started already. I think we're up to 20 clients in New Jersey. It's crazy.
Oh,
Getting
wow.
back to the question you asked about insurance. So it's free of charge. So what are the kind of clientele that come to us, right? You'd wonder, because most people, you would think, you have a job, you have insurance, you can use. We get a lot of cops and firemen, and they have the best insurance in New York. Why they come to us versus going to whatever is provided for them is that we don't talk to their bosses. We are anonymity.
Okay, so they don't want their bosses to know that they're struggling.
Exactly. So anonymity is so important to us, Megan. So during COVID, the amount of cops and firemen that we were getting, and I think it was the stress, just the pressure they were under. And because from what I understand, if a cop has got issues and they go to their superior, they have to give up their job, they have to take a leave of absence. And a lot of these, it's just, Megan, if we feel they're a threat to themselves or others, we tell them, hey, you need to go beyond us in most cases because we're not qualified. But if you're having some mental health issues, we can help you get through that. And most of them cops and firemen that came to us during COVID are very capable of handling their job, but they just needed somebody to talk to. And we provide that sounding board for a cop to spend an hour with a good qualified psychiatrist once every week or whatever it is, and they can go and do their job. They just need that little bit of help to get through the week.
Isn't it interesting how, everybody just needs somebody. And if
Yeah.
you're really not allowed to say you need help, then just imagine the impact that would have on your brain. Right?
Totally agree. So I think we were able to, and I'm not just saying it was nurses, Megan. There was a lot of people. COVID.
I was going to ask, at the healthcare worker.
COVID put a lot of pressure on a lot of people, Megan, and I'm so glad that we were an organization that was there. The phone. Now, there was no in-person meetings with any of our psychiatrists. It's all via Zoom, but we were able to get our Zoom up right away, get laptops for all our psychiatrists or iPhones so they could utilize it with their clients. And it was seamless. And I'm so glad that we're able to do that. I mean, I got a call, Megan, and I never, I chaired the board. I mean, and we don't get involved too much in the day-to-day running of the organization. I would rather be hands-off. We help with all the fundraising. Now, I do get involved if we're hiring new psychiatrists or whatever. I just want to be part of the process. But we have a great CEO, Dr. Nandini Collins, that runs the day-to-day operations, and she does a good job. But so I always wonder, are we helping people? I know we are, but you know how do you reinforce? How do you know you are? And then last Christmas, or maybe it was the Christmas before, my wife and I and our kids we were in Turks and Caicos for New Year's. My favorite spot other than Ireland, especially in the winter. And I'm on the beach and I'm complaining that we're running low on money at Solace House, and what fundraiser can I do when I go back to raise money? And I'm like, I don't even know if this is working. I'm bitching to my wife about it on the beach as we're walking, and all of a sudden, my phone rings. And it's a strange number, 212 number. I know it's a New York number, so I answer it. And the woman on the other end of the line goes, "Is this Patrick McGowan?" And I go, "Yeah." I wanted to call and thank you so much for saving my brother's life. So that's what I needed, Megan. Right then and there. And
Absolutely.
God, I don't know who it was. God, I believe in a God. The man upstairs had that woman call me, and she got into it, and I said, "I'm sorry, I don't know your brother." She said, "No, you don't, but you're the CEO of Solace House. You helped start Solace House, and you guys saved my brother. He was in a bad place, and he's doing unbelievable now, and I just wanted to call and wish you and your family a Happy New Year, and I'm saying a prayer for you." And I was like, that's why I keep doing it, Megan.
Wow. Yeah, what a confirmation
Yeah.
that you got. You know, and it reminds me, like, you're such a great, inspiring example of somebody who is like you, every kind of like pain or hurt you had in your life, you really turned into like purpose and a mission because you created these things to keep these people in your memory, but to help others struggling with the same thing. And that makes me just think like, that was probably so healing for you to know that, hey, I couldn't prevent this from happening, but I can help people along the way going forward, right?
Thank you. You hit the nail right on the head, Bacon. That is so true. I wasn't there to help my brother. I did what I could with what I knew.
Absolutely.
If I could write a check for $1 million that day to save him, I would have done it. I would have gone into bankruptcy to save him, but I couldn't. So you're so true. I want people that can't pay for a psychiatrist get the help that they need. And that's why it was important when we did open that we provided, because we live in a melting pot. New York is all different kinds of nationalities. We have Irish, we have Italians, you have Greek, you have Spanish, and we have a lot of South Americans and Spanish people here. And I made sure that the second 2 psychiatrists we hired could speak Spanish. And as a result, we're dealing with the Spanish community. Then Flushing, Queens, big Asian population. We hired about 2 years ago an Asian, a woman that could speak Chinese, and she speaks English also. But we know that if somebody that can't speak English, a Chinese person, they can talk to a psychiatrist, and it's so important. So
it is.
important. I mean, Megan, it's tough at times. Don't get me wrong. Last year, during COVID, it was tough to raise funds. It costs us about it. Where we are now, I think we're up to almost 10 psychiatrists. So 8 in New York and 2 in New Jersey. So that it costs them almost $1.5 million a year to run that. We don't get any help from the American government or from New York City. Or I shouldn't say, I think we get 20 grand from the borough of Queens. The Irish government give us 25,000, but the rest of the money we have to go and raise. So we got to go and raise $1.5 million every year to pay our staff, and it can be challenging at times. But we do it. I have an amazing, you know what, Megan? I only direct the orchestra. I have an amazing group of people. We have a great board, and we've added to the board this past year some great people. So I'm very fortunate as the board has grown over the last couple of years that they bring, and all of them, I try to bring different people with different, how would you say, expertise is the word. Thank you. Yeah. So that, I don't need to know it all or don't have to research it all. So we have a great attorney, we have a great insurance guy, and then we have a couple of builders who I know will write checks, but also have clientele or subcontractors that will support us. And some of these guys have joined the board by reaching out to me that have had a friend of theirs that has committed suicide and they want to get involved. So I think when you understand our mission and what we're about, it's easier for them to get involved. You know, one gentleman,
Yeah.
he owns a big subcontracting company in New Jersey, and my favorite, one of my longest serving board members, Mike Cullen, has a big insurance company. He introduced me to this gentleman, and all of a sudden he heard about it and he wanted to be a board member. I wanted to help raise money, and he's been with us over a year, and he's already like done amazing things for us.
Wow.
So that's one of the reasons. He lives in New Jersey. His company is in New Jersey. We want to expand to New Jersey to cater to people in New Jersey. So we're hopefully, you know what, as I said to Nandini, our CEO, I would love to every 2 or 3 years be able to open a location. I mean, we do a Darkness into Light walk every year, and we have one in Boston. We have one in Chicago, all of the Irish cities.
Yeah.
Because originally we were affiliated with Pieta House, and that was our
Right.
relation. So a lot of the immigrants in these cities started doing the Darkness into Light walks there. So we still have them. So I would love to someday say we have a Solace House in Boston. We have one in Chicago. We have one in San Francisco. You know, so
Awesome.
yeah, down the road, you never know, Megan. You never.
Yeah, you don't ever know.
Nowadays, as you know, with technology, it can be anywhere and do what you want. You know.
Absolutely, and word can spread fast.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. No, it can, and I want to continue doing it. I really enjoy it. We had a board meeting this morning. It takes time, it takes effort, but you know what? I know that we are helping some people every day. We're saving lives. And we also, Megan, started a program there last year, and it's called the CARE Program. And Michael Cullen, who's one of our board members, and this is something you can probably appreciate, and I'm sure you've talked to other people. It's about confronting screen addiction and its impact on mental health, development, and brain science. So we have this CARE program that we're trying to roll out to schools. We'll put a whole thing together because of screen addiction with kids and young adults.
Oh my gosh, yeah. It's like I mean, that's like half the reason the youth mental health crisis exists.
Totally agree, and how it's all connected. So we're calling it CARE, cell phone abuse resistance.
Cell phone abuse resistance,
Yeah,
nice.
yeah.
It's almost like the DARE program when I was a kid.
Yeah, exactly. But
now the drug, like this really is the drug now. Like this is the drug.
Megan, there is, I don't know, we had Brad Hutchinson. Do you know who he is? He wrote the book, Digital Cocaine.
That's a good title.
And it's about the whole addiction to phones, laptops, screens. It's just out of control. He said the dopamine hit that kids get is way higher than, and I even see it. I'm an adult. How adult I act at times is questionable, but I would like to think I'm an adult. And I even see me. I mean, if I'm bored scrolling, and I'm not a digital guy or a Facebook guy or a LinkedIn guy, but you become, all of a sudden I'll see, Pat, you spent 3.5 hours on, whatever it was. Now,
Wow.
it's screen time, and it's crazy,
Yeah.
Megan. So I can imagine kids the same. They don't have any direction. Parents today, both parents are probably working to maintain a good family, and they're at home and there's no oversight, and they're on their phone or their laptop.
Yeah, well, that's what, I mean, Jackson always talks about, like, it's the new Binky,
Yes.
Instead of putting Binky, even as like a little baby,
Yeah.
they just put the iPad in front of them. And it's like, that's insane. Look, my screen time, daily average, 5 hours and 56 minutes.
Wow.
Down 37% from last week. So it was higher
But this is what you do for a living, Megan, so it's a little bit different,
Man. I mean, I bet some people's are like 13 hours.
Oh, yeah, I believe it. I believe it. I talk to my daughters about it all the time. I go, there's one daughter.
How old are your daughters, by the way?
Well, my oldest daughter, Megan, is 40. And
Okay.
then Neve is 27. Emma is 25. And Sarah's 23.
Oh, whoa. So you have 3 of them that are Gen
Yeah.
Z. Those,
Yeah.
they're on their phone.
They're on. Sarah graduated Fairfield University, and she works for a private school here in the city as assistant director of development. She's a character, a lot like me. And then my daughter Emma is a hustler. She is a great kid. She works as a nurse at New York Langone Hospital. And my daughter Neve is back in college doing interior design and marketing, etc. So she is probably the most like me, but just doesn't know what she wants to do with herself, trying to figure it out. But good kid. They're all, hey, all I want them is all to be happy. You know what? And if they find something, like I started with Megan, you got to find what you enjoy doing. And if you can enjoy doing it, it's never work. And I am blessed. My wife thinks I'm crazy because I love coming to work. But I love what I do. I love it.
Yeah, I could tell you're so passionate about
But
it. Does your wife work with you
No,
at all,
my
or
wife, she works harder than I do. She takes care of the house, pays all the bills. Yes, believe you me. She goes to Ireland. Well, we go as a family every year to see our family over there. But she takes a week off with her sister who lives here every year and goes to visit her mom in February. So when the kids were little, she would do that. It was my worst week when she would, because I'd have to do and I would even take off work and I still couldn't get it done.
Oh yeah, it is a full-time job and then some.
Yeah, but she helps me with charity. She's helping me with Solace. She does a lot of stuff with the Patrick McGowan Foundation. She's been great. You know what? I always say, and I've gotten a couple of awards, and I go, you shouldn't be giving it to me. You should be giving it to my wife. But she would never. She's not one for the limelight. I go, there's no reason I could do what I'm doing if it wasn't for her or my kids. I'm very blessed, Megan. Very blessed. Yeah, well, hey, if you're fortunate enough to find your soul partner and that's half the battle. Half the battle. She knows what I'm thinking before I'm even thinking it. Scary though.
Creepy. No, amazing though.
Yeah.
So
but Megan, no, and I'm going to continue doing it. Solace House is near and dear to my heart. I think we provide an amazing service, and we have a couple of good partnerships coming up next year. We just got involved with the I forget the name of the institute, but it's the
Sattel
Institute. Yeah. So we just became members of that. I joined as a company. You got to bring in a nonprofit with you when we brought in Solace House. But so they're already introducing us to partners like corporations that want to help fund mental health projects. So we're hoping we're going to get some. That is an amazing. I never heard of it until a couple of months ago. I mean, some gentleman gave $100 million to fund this thing, and they never need financing.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's a big
lot of money. But you have some amazing corporations that are in this thing, like Campbell's Soup. I mean, Burlington Coat Factory, the parent company, and what they do, the Sattel Institute partners up the not-for-profit with whatever funder gives in that area, which is great.
Gotcha.
So like when Paul Howard, the guy that runs it, said to me, he goes, Pat, there are so many organizations that are members of ours that want to give money towards helping people with mental health, and there is really no other not-for-profit in the group like Solace. So it'll be great when you come in. I can introduce you to these. You can pitch to them. And they do all of that free of charge. There's no membership fee. It's great. Yeah.
Amazing. I hope they can help you with your expand.
I hope so. I hope so, Megan. But yeah, but hey, if you do the right thing happens eventually. It doesn't always happen when you want it to happen, but it'll eventually happen. I'm a firm believer. Firm believer.
I really, really resonate with that. And it was just so great to hear from a very accomplished, established person that you can really be successful personally and professionally, and you can give back all at the same time. So I will see you guys on the next episode. That was Pat McGowan. My name is Megan A. Tully, and this has been Is There More? Thank you for listening.